All right, let's talk about Tesla's stock. It has been on an absolute tear, and the reasons why, well, they might not be what you think. See, this isn't just about cars anymore. It's a wild story about groundbreaking tech, passionate believers, and how Wall Street is being forced to completely rethink the future. So, let's break it down.
To really get why Tesla's valuation is so sky high, you have to ask one simple question. What is Tesla? For years, all the analysts just stuck it in the car company box. But that box just doesn't fit anymore, not by a long shot. And that's where things get really interesting.
The thing that kicked off this latest massive surge, it wasn't some boring earnings report. It wasn't a flashy new car announcement, nope. It all started with this kind of grainy video out of Austin, Texas. Just a car, driving itself around. But that one video, it was the spark that lit a huge fire.
Okay, so the Robo-Taxi Spark. Let's dig into why this wasn't just some cool tech demo. The timing of this thing was absolutely perfect to send a massive shockwave through the entire market.
So get this, while Tesla is showing off this smooth, driverless ride, what's happening with the competition? Oh, just a complete mess. You've got a Waymo hitting a pedestrian, a Cruise Robo-Taxi just plowing through traffic cones, and my personal favorite, another Cruise vehicle gets itself stuck in wet cement. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. So Tesla's success didn't just look good. It looked like they were playing a completely different game.
And that brings us to Wall Street's new math. Because that one little demo, combined with this huge AI boom we're in, it just broke all the old models. Wall Street had to throw out the old playbook and start doing some very new math on Tesla.
And this is what you started hearing everywhere, not just from fans online, but from the big players on Wall Street. It was this collective aha moment, a realization that, man, we have been looking at this all wrong. We were using the wrong comparisons, the wrong yardsticks this entire time.
And this lays it out perfectly, right? The old view was, okay, how many cars do they sell compared to Ford? But the new view, it's a totally different conversation. Now, the real comparison is to NVIDIA, to Google. The key metric isn't cars sold, it's AI, it's robotics, it's data. They're not a car company anymore. They're a robotics company that happens to make cars. This is a fundamental, ground-up reevaluation of what Tesla actually is.
So if you're a big investment fund and you're thinking, I need to bet big on the future of AI and robotics, what's your move? Sure, you could buy Google, but then you're also buying their search engine and YouTube and all this other stuff. But Tesla, man, that is a pure bet on robotics and AI. It's the most direct way to invest in that future. And that's why you're seeing just mountains of cash trying to pile in.
But here's the thing. It's not just about the big Wall Street guys waking up. There's another huge piece of this puzzle, a force they've kind of ignored for years. And that's what we'll call the cult of Elon anchor. We have to talk about the die-hard retail investors.
Okay, so what are entrenched holders? Think of them as the true believers, the ones who bought the stock way back when everyone else was laughing, calling it a joke. And here's the key. They do not sell. They hold on through all the crazy ups and downs because they believe in the mission. They're like a giant anchor holding the stock steady.
And this is where it gets really explosive. Here's the mechanism. Step 1. All those passionate fans are holding on to their shares. So, step 2, that means there are way fewer shares actually available to buy. We're talking low supply. Then, step 3, the big institutions decide they have to get in. Suddenly, you have this massive demand. So what happens when high demand crashes into low supply? Boom! You get an absolute price explosion. It's simple economics, but on a massive scale.
Okay, last piece of the puzzle. And for many people, this is the most important one. Let's talk about the jockey versus the horse. The real question is, are people betting on Tesla, the company, or are they betting on Elon, the man?
You hear this all the time now, even from the big money guys who used to be skeptics. They'll say, look, I'm investing in Tesla because of Elon. It's not just about the tech or the balance sheet. It's a bet on his singular vision, his uncanny ability to see 5 steps ahead of everybody else. And the feeling is, if you took him out of the equation, it's just not the same company, not even close. You could bring in some professional CEO with a fancy MBA, and they just couldn't do it. The argument is that you need a founder, that original visionary, to steer the ship through these insane technological shifts. The horse is great, but without this specific jockey, it's not winning the race.
And hey, this isn't just some gut feeling about Elon. There's real data to back this up.
I mean, look around. Google brought its founders back to lead their AI charge. Think about Amazon under Bezos, Apple under Jobs. Time and time again, we see that founder-led companies just seem to navigate this kind of massive disruption way more effectively.
So when you put it all together, the Tesla story really makes you wonder, doesn't it? It forces us to ask this really big question about how we value anything anymore. In this new age of AI, of massive, world-changing technology, what's really more important? The cold, hard numbers on a balance sheet or the unshakable conviction of the believer? That's the real question Tesla puts on the table.